So I just watched this clip of Tucker Carlson absolutely demolishing Piers Morgan on the free speech issue in the US and in Britain, which is very entertaining to watch. Now, I am aware some people don't like Tucker Carlson over his seeming alliance with Islam, and I'm not going to lie, I actually don't know enough about that issue to comment on it. This video is strictly about this debate on free speech, and I don't necessarily agree with anything else he has to say, as again, I simply don't know enough about it. So let's get right into it, but 2 secs here. I just wanted to express my gratitude to everyone watching this video. I'd also ask, if you get to the end of the video and you enjoyed the content, I'd be incredibly grateful if you chose to like and subscribe. And if you really want to, you can become a member. But anyway, thanks again, and let's get into it.
In the United States, which is governed by a system we inherited with great gratitude from you, from the English, a person has a right, which is, we believe, God-given. It's inherent. We're born with it because we're not slaves. We're free people, to say what he thinks is true, period.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
And government has to not only not infringe on that right, but protect it. It exists to protect that right. Your system is a little different. We took it a little farther and enshrined that in our Bill of Rights, which unfortunately you don't have. I bet you wish you did. But from an American perspective, the idea that you would ever punish someone for talking.
But that wasn't why that guy was punished.
But that may be right. I would not contest that.
It is right. He was literally inciting a riot.
Contest that there are hundreds of people who've gone to jail in the last 5 years in the UK for expressing opinions. That is a fact.
It depends what you think that opinion is. Most of them have been directing violence or inciting violence. That's different. Expressing an opinion.
That's right, Piers.
I
don't think they were charged with that.
That is right.
Okay.
So this is a lie. At the time of this interview in England, and Piers Morgan would know this, we had a really famous case of the speech arrest, which was that of Lucy Connolly. So she was sentenced to 31 months in jail for inciting racial hatred, not inciting violence. And so what was her actual crime? Well, after a second-generation immigrant stabbed and killed 2 small children in a terrorist attack, she made a tweet saying, "Burn the hotels down for all I care." Now, the context of that is the police didn't release any information about the attacker, because they don't if it's a minority, but they do if it's a white person. So people assumed it was an illegal immigrant. Now, in England, we don't detain and deport illegal immigrants. We put them up in free hotels, give them free food, healthcare, a free dentist, and a weekly spending allowance. And they come and go as they please. And many go on to rape our women or kill people. But anyway, after this terrorist attack, people were quite rightly angry and started to protest. Some of these protests turned violent and they started burning down some of the hotels where these people were being housed. But here's the thing, she didn't incite violence. She said, "Burn the hotels down for all I care." Not, "I want everyone I know to go and burn these hotels down." So it was a BS charge to begin with, and our government did this to her and a number of other people in the aftermath of this attack for social media posts to make an example out of them. Also, since 2023, we've locked up over 12,000 people a year in this country for speech offences, some for just racist social media posts, and Piers Morgan knows this, so he's a liar.
And also, look at the case of Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson, most Americans I speak to think he's in jail as some kind of political prisoner like Nelson Mandela for having views about or
Julian Assange.
Yeah, but that's not why Tommy Robinson's in jail, because he defamed a young Syrian refugee.
Defamed?
Yeah, he lied about him.
Okay.
Well, he did. But he was then, no, the guy eventually...
How many of your leaders have gone to jail for lying?
What?
How many of your leaders have gone to jail for lying? They lie constantly. Every time they speak, they
Not
lie.
enough. Not enough.
It's right around 0, actually.
Yeah.
So this is not true either. Tommy Robinson went to jail for 18 months this time for contempt of court because he released a documentary called Silenced, which I think you can actually find here on YouTube or Twitter. But the documentary basically had some disputed claims about a Syrian refugee. I don't know all the details, but basically he went to jail for releasing a documentary. Again, just more state tyranny that Piers Morgan supports just because he doesn't like Tommy Robinson.
That doesn't
But they throw powerless people in jail for saying things they don't like.
But you also have a defamation law in the United States. People have gone to jail for breaking that law. That's happened. So you're not so pure yourself.
Criminal.
Yes, you do. Criminal defamation, you do. Go and check it. Go and check it.
Okay. There's a lawyer sitting right there, but he's occupied.
And you've had people go to prison in America for defamation, for libeling people, for saying things that you don't like. It's happened.
Yeah, I'm just pausing because I don't know if that's true.
It's true.
I think I would be opposed to that.
It is true.
Do people go to jail in the United States for defamation?
Yep.
No, they face civil judgment.
They face civil judgment.
People have gone to jail.
You're making this up out of nothing.
No, I'm not. Go and check it.
Let me check with an actual American.
People
You're
have
an
been
American, right? This is my college roommate. Yes. Right. Oh, he was born in the UK. But this is my college roommate who's an attorney. That's a civil offense. Correct?
I had all this debate on Twitter recently.
There's a criminal defamation.
There is.
Crime.
Where?
Go and check it.
In certain states.
Thank you.
Has anyone gone to jail for that?
Thank you.
I've never heard of that.
Sorry, the British guy is now telling Americans about their own law. I mean, I'm pleased, obviously, but...
So after some research, I found this to be technically true, but not really. So people have been criminally charged for defamation in the US, but it's not for lying about people in public like Tommy Robinson did. It's usually indirectly for lying on the stand, so perjury. Also, it's fewer than 20 cases a year in a nation of 350 million people. Like I said before, we arrest 12,000 people a year for social media posts in Britain. So it's nowhere near the same thing.
I think I'm gonna dismiss that as absurd. I've never no, not take the fifth. But the point is, you should never allow anybody in your country to go to jail for having unpopular opinions.
It depends if they're inciting violence. That's the criteria.
What does that even mean?
I do think, by the way, for what it's worth, that some people have been put in jail for saying stuff on Facebook because they shouldn't have been in jail. I agree with that.
The Criminal Prosecution Service, CPS, shared a video on X warning people about using social media. And it stated this, and I'm quoting. I can't do the English accent, but this is what they said.
Try.
Think before you post! Exclamation point. Content that incites violence or hatred isn't just harmful, it can be illegal. Paging George Orwell. The CPS takes online violence seriously and will prosecute when the legal test is met. Remind those close to you to share responsibility or face the consequences. So that's just like North Korea at that point. You're inciting hatred?
If you're inciting violence against people.
No, or hatred.
Right, but the violence you'd agree with.
Inciting violence? I don't know what that means.
It means you literally direct people to go and attack an asylum seeker hotel.
No, that's directing violence. Inciting violence.
Well, that's the same thing.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. So if I say, Piers, I want you to
go and beat up Alex.
Right.
That's inciting and directing violence. It's the same thing.
You could say,
same thing.
It's not the same. Your government.
What's the difference?
Hold on, I'll tell you what the difference is. Your government is saying that some opinions are so inflammatory that they inspire people to commit acts of violence.
Yes.
Okay. That is a definition that justifies censorship.
If you want my honest opinion, some of the ones who've gone to prison should not be in prison.
How about inciting hatred?
Well, it depends what you're inciting people to do.
How do you measure hatred?
Do
you have a hatred meter?
Me?
Does UK government? I mean, you're defending it, so...
No, I'm not defending it. I'm literally telling you I'm not defending that. I'm saying there are people who've been put in prison.
Why don't you overthrow your government? It's a tyrannical government.
I will always support people's right to have hateful views. That's fine. I don't agree with the government.
But it's a crime.
I don't agree with that, right? But it depends what they're saying.
What are you doing to overthrow the tyranny that enslaves you?
If the incitement of hatred makes people go and commit acts of violence, and you intend it to, that should be a crime. You shouldn't incite people to go and commit acts of violence.
So again, this is total nonsense. I actually agree inciting violence should be illegal. As an example, let's say you're a leader of a protest and you have a loudspeaker and you direct everyone to go and attack someone. Now, whether the crowd does attack them or not is irrelevant. That should be illegal. To me, that's inciting violence. But being racist should not be illegal. Yet thousands of people are arrested every year in our country for that. So for Piers Morgan to sit there and try to defend the state on this is an absolute disgrace.
But if I say something that the government doesn't like, and this is, of course, it's all self-preservation here. No one is ever penalized for attacking. If you get up and you say, I hate Vladimir Putin and all Russians, you're not going to go to jail in the UK for that because that's the official policy of your government.
You wouldn't go to prison in the UK. No, but you wouldn't.
They can lynch Russians and they'd be like, well, you have a right to say that.
But you asked me earlier, if you said you hate immigrants, you wouldn't go to prison for that. If you said that they're all over there in that hotel, go and throw firebombs at it, that should be a crime, shouldn't it?
Yeah, if you're telling people to go.
That's what most of these cases involve.
No, it's not. That's not what it said.
Actually,
that's not true.
No, the cases you're talking about are people who've been in prison.
Content that incites hatred isn't just harmful; it can be illegal.
So my criteria.
Okay, but I'm talking about your government, and I'm asking why.
I told you I don't agree with it.
Well, that's dictatorship, from what I can tell.
I don't. Yes.
How is it not dictatorship? The government is saying things that we hate are illegal. But put you in prison.
I'm half agreeing with you.
Yeah, good.
Right.
So what are you doing to change it? So you've got a prime minister now
on my show regularly saying I think it's wrong.
But at a certain point, don't people have a right to do what the American colonists did, and that's to throw off tyranny, because their rights are inherent. They're given by God because they're human beings.
So you want them to be violent?
Of course not. I'm totally opposed to violence. You're the one who was justifying firebombing stuff.
Wasn't the example you just gave, wasn't it conducted with violence?
Of course not. But you should be single-minded in getting a government that permits people to live like human beings, not like slaves, right?
So if you know anything about Piers Morgan, it's practically impossible to leave him speechless. So good on Tucker for shutting down his lies with some common sense. People like Piers Morgan say they don't support our speech laws in Britain, but then don't do anything to stop them. They literally call anyone offering a solution, people like Rupert Lowe, racist, so they're just as bad as the left are on issues like free speech. But anyway, please let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and thanks for watching.